Huling chapter. Hawak ko ang kamay ni Ella. Ang daming aparato ang nakalagay sa katawan ni Kuya at Ella, madami ding machines. May pakatatag ka Ella, wala sanang mangyaring masama. Sabi ko. Mom, sa Amerika na lang muna kami mamumuhay ni Chin, isasama ko si Ella, sabi ko habang nakatitig parent sa mukha ni Ella. Alam kong mali ang desisyon ko pero kailangan ko munang ilayo si Ella kay Kuya hanggat hindi pa niya binibitawan ang posisyon niya sa grupong iyon. But Jin, he'll get mad to you if gagawin mo yan. Sabi ni Mom. No Mom, this is enough. Ella is just a normal person back then. She was innocent. Hindi dapat siya napapasama sa mga ganitong pangyayari. Sabi ko. No, I won't let you Jin. Don't do this to your brother. He loves her. Pilit parent ni Mommy pero. Love. Does Kuya even know that kind of feeling Mom? Malamig na sabi ko. Iniwan ko na si Mommy doon at sinabihan si Chin na mag-ayos na, para makaalis agad kami mamaya. May kaibigan kami ni Ella sa Amerika, maybe she can help Ella to live her life again, where there are no guns, bombs and knives. Ililipat na lang namin siya ng ospital sa Amerika para mabilis siyang makarecover. Ako na mismo ang mag-aayos ng papeles niya para hindi na mahirapan sila Mom. Kinabukasan, nasa airport na kami at naghihintay na mag-take off ang eroplano. Nasa kabilang banda si Ella, may pinasama din akong personal nurse. Nang mag-take off ang eroplano, umidlip na lang ako para makapagpahinga. 5 years later, Ella POV. Uuwi na daw kami ng Pilipinas ngayon, may ipapakilala daw si Jin sa akin. Alam kong dahan-dahan ang bumabalik, ang memorya ko pero may ibang memorya na hindi ko nakikita, blur siya sa utak ko parang ganon. The American doctor told me that I have lost my memories, not all but some important memories, and I want to remember it again. Gusto kong maalala ang mukha ng lalaking laging pumapasok sa panaginip ko na sobrang pamilyar. Huy bruha, nakapag-impake ka na? Tanong ni Jin sa akin. Sino ba ang ipapakilala mo at bakit ngayon mo lang ako ipapakilala? Tanong ko, biglang sumeryoso ang mukha nito at iniwasan ang tanong ko. Libangin mo muna si Yania at Sean, mag-iimpake lang ako, sabi niya bago umalis. 5 taon na kami dito sa Amerika kasama, ang pamilya niya, ewan ko ba nung unang taon ko dito, hindi ko talaga sila maalala kaya nakaramdam ako ng takot, hindi ko din alam ang pangalan ko noon pero may ipinakita siyang birth certificate at passport. May ipinakita din siyang family picture malaki, ang naging tulong ni Jin para maibalik ang ibang memorya ko. Tita, may nakita po akong guy kanina habang nasa cafe tayo, para pong gusto niya kayong kausapin pero hindi po siya pumasok, sabi ni Sean. Lalaki, tanong ko. Opo lalaki, sagot ni Sean saka isinubo ang lollipop na ibinigay ko kanina. Diyan lang kayo, may kukunin lang ako sa labas, sabi ko. Lumabas ako sa kwarto saka naglakad pababa sa hagdan, nasa bakana na ako ng hagdan nang may tumawag sa pangalan ko. Ella, my heart skipped a beat when I heard that very familiar voice, it was him. That guy in my dreams. Nilangon ko iyon at agad na tumigil ang paghinga ko. He is always disturbing my dreams, sa tuwing nananaginip ako walang panaginip na hindi ito kasama. It was like he is part of my past memories na, hindi ko na maalala but my heart never forgets. That feeling, my heart beats so fast when he walks towards me. It was really him. Impossible. Ella POV. As he laid his eyes on me, I felt nervous at the same time happy. Who the hell is this guy? I really think I have seen him somewhere, or is he someone that's so close to my heart kaya ito ganito mag-react? Wait, do you know me? At saan mo nakalap ang pangalan ko gayong hindi naman ako sikat? Tanong ko. Nalilito ako nitong tiningnan na para may kung ano akong nasabi sa kanya. Ella, it's me. I'm your host. Kuya. I saw how Jin's eyes widen in shock when he saw me and that man looking at each other. What is the meaning of this, Jin? Narinig kong sabi ng lalaki at masamang nakatingin kay Jin. Instead of answering him, dinala ako palapit ni Jin sa kanya saka nagsalita. Bakit ka ba kasi lumabas? She asked. Kuya mo, ba't di mo sinabi? Tak ang tanong ko. Please go back to your room Ella. I'll explain everything to you later, she said at pilit akong itinutulak papunta sa kwarto kung saan ko iniwan si Yania at Sean. Jean, nahimigan ko ang galit sa boses nito. Kuya let me, hindi na natapos ni Jean, ang sasabihin ng hilahin siya nung lalaki kung saan. Nagkibit balikat na lamang ako at imbes na magtungo sa kwarto dumiretso ako sa baba para uminom ng tubig. Nauuhaw na kasi ako. Kumuha ako ng tubig nang may magsalita sa likod ko. Shinku ko, Ella. Hi. Patanong na bati ko kahit naman hindi ko ito maalala. You're alive. Jean said you didn't survive the operation. Sabi nung lalaking may hawak ng tray ng cookies. I thought too, but who are you? I asked. I am Zagan, Jean's older brother, sabi niya. Zagan, I haven't heard about you, pero pamilyar ang boses at mukha mo sakin, sabi ko. At pinilit na inisip kung saan ko siya nakita. Blurred pictures flooded in my mind as I felt my head started to feel dizzy. Sumasakit ang ulo ko kapag pinipilit ko ang sariling makaalala kaya hindi na ako nagulat nang damyugo ang ilong ko. You're bleeding, sabi nito saka kumuha ng panyo at saka pinunasan ang ilong ko. Pinaupo niya ako sa upuan katabi ng counter. It's okay if you don't remember me, at least you're alive, nakangiting sabi niya saka ibinalik ang panyo na kulay puti sa bulsa nito. Tiningnan ako nito na parang hindi parent siya makapaniwala. You really are alive? I thought kuya was just hallucinating, sabi niya sa maliit na boses. Ha, bakit ba nila sinasabing buhay ako kita naman nilang buhay na buhay talaga ako? At saka bakit ang tagal nilang mag-usap? I want to talk to that guy too. Hervan POV. Pagkagising ko hindi ko makita ni katawan o anino ni Ella. Kaya naman itinanong ko yun kay mom pero ayaw nila akong sagutin. Napansin ko ding wala si Jean kasama ang asawa niya. After almost a month of recovery, I asked them again at nasagot yun, makatanggap kami ng tawag mula kay Jean. Else didn't survive the operation. That's the first thing she said when mom answered the call. Nanlumo ako sa kinatatayuan ko. She said that Ella didn't survive, dahil nga sa pagkakaumpog ng ulo nito sa yacht ng 2 beses. Araw-araw sinisisi ko ang sarili dahil sa nalaman. Galit na galit ako sa sarili ko, the person I failed to protect was Ella. It's been 5 years, my position in mafioso, binitawan ko. I said to myself that I will never go back to being a jerk and asshole again. I have learned my mistake already and I don't want to repeat that stupid mistake again. After 5 years, I learned to accept that she's already gone, that she's already one of those stars in the constellation. I would always remember how I annoy her, and she would always roll her eyes in front of me. I missed her smile, her lips and of course, her. If ever I could go back in time, siguro nung una ko siyang makilala, sana ay naging mas mabuti ang pakikitungo ko sa kanya. Yes, I love my Adriglana pero mas nangigibabaw si Ella sa puso ko. The feelings I have for her was so strong. One day, I planned to visit Jean secretly gusto ko siyang sipresahin kasama ko si Zagan. That very morning I decided to have coffee with him, since we were exhausted with the flight, we decided to have coffee in the nearest cafe in their village. As I turned my head around to search for a vacant seat, my eyes stopped to the only woman, who is sitting in left area playing with my nephew and niece. Halo-halo ang emosyong naramdaman ko nang magtagpo ang mga mata natin. Ang taong inakala kong namatay ay nasa harapan ko, nakangiti at mukhang walang problema. Nakaramdam ako ng pangungulila at galit. So Jean has been lying to me ever since. Why would she do that? For what? Revenge, dahil iniwan ko siya noon. How stupid she could be. To confirm my suspicion, when they left the cafe sinundan ko sila at saka bumisita sa bahay ni Jean. Nang makapasok ako, tumalon ang puso ko sa saya nang malaman kong siya ngayon. But there is something wrong with her. She don't know me, she asked me why the hell did I know her. Explain the hell. Explain everything Jean, sigaw ko. I am sorry kuya I just want to protect Elle from. From who? From me. You lied para maprotektahan si Ella at the same time para masaktan ako. Why Jean? Do you think I can't protect Ella? Do you really think I would let anything happen to her? How could you? Sabi ko. You promise me kuya, sabi mo paprotektahan mo si Ella at hindi hahayaang masaktan. Kuya, alam mo naman napakahina ni Ella. Ni hindi niya nga magawang humawak ng baril. Sigaw din nito pabalik. It was a life and death situation, Jean. My goodness, how could you not understand even a bit of it? Sigaw ko sa kanya. Sinabi mo na lang sana sakin ang totoo. I love Ella so much and you know that, Jean. You know about that. Pero sa ginawa mo ngayon, I don't think mapapatawad agad kita. Inilayo mo si Ella sa akin para ano? Para magdusa ako. Okay, you're right, nagdusa ako sa loob ng 5 taon kasabay nun, ang pangungulila ko kay Ella na inakala kong patay na. I tried to change myself and yes, I've changed. Iniwan ko lahat ng masasamang gawain ko noon, dahil sa isip ko gusto kong bumawi sa naging kasalanan ko sa kanya, napaluhod ito sa sahig. Even though I am the coldest and ruthless person in this world, I still have a heart. Umiiyak na tiningnan ako ni Jean na nakaluhod sa harap niya. My vision became blurred because of my tears. I know you love her and I'm sorry for taking her away from you. It's just ayoko ko siyang makitang nahihirapan. She already experienced enough. Ayoko nang madagdagan pa yun, kuya. Jean said. I understand her pero hindi ko lang talaga matanggap kung bakit siya nagsinungaling, bakit pinaniwala niya kami na wala na si Ella. Niyakap ako ni Jean habang nakaluhod ako sa harapan niya. I love her so much. I can't live without her, so please Jean, let me be with her. Let me have her back. I want her back, Jean. I said. Tinaplang ni Jean ang likod ko habang patuloy ako sa pag-iyak. Ella POV. Narinig ko ang lahat ng sinabi ng lalaking yun. Kaya ngayon pinilit ko ang sariling maalala lahat, pero mas sumakit lamang ang ulo ko dahil lang doon. I want to go back to that country hoping, if I could remember it all, the people I have forgotten because of the accident and my head trauma. Nakaupo ako ngayon sa harap ng salamin, tinignan ko ang sarili ko. Who am I? Ano ba ang naging buhay ko sa Pilipinas? Did I marry that guy because I love him? And why the hell did that accident happen kaya ako nawalan ng alaala dahil doon? Gusto kong pilitin ang sariling alalahanin sila pero lalo lang nitong pinapasakit ang ulo ko. Nakarinig ako ng pagkatok sa pinto ng kwarto ko. Pwede ba tayong mag-usap? Tanong ni Jean. Sure, sagot ko. I'm sorry Ella, if I lied to you all these years, hinayaan kitang hindi maalala si kuya and I am very sorry. Sabi niya sa kalumuhad sa harap ko. Hey, what are you doing? Tumayo ka nga, sabi ko habang niyayug-yug ang balikat nito. I won't unless you forgive me. Ang alin ba? Tanong ko. Asawa mo si kuya, Ella, sabi niya. Di ba dalawa ang kuya mo and both of them are married to me? The hell? So two-timer ako, sabi ko. No, what I mean is yung lalaking nakita mo sa hagdan, si Kuya Kervin, siya ang asawa mo, at kung hindi dahil sa'yo hindi ko sana sila ulit makakasama, sabi niya hinawakan niya ang kamay ko. Alam kong hindi ka pa talaga nakakaalala, pero sana kahit kay kuya man lang, kahit maliit lang na alala may maalala ka sana, sabi niya. Asawa ko, tanong ko, may ipinakita siyang litrato. May kayakap ako sa beach, iyon nakuha habang nililipad ang buhok ko. Ipinikit ko ang mata dahil nahihilo ako. Images flooded in my mind, blurred memories, I heard those log H's, the beautiful smile. We love you. You. Why? Naiiyak na tanong ko. I'm sorry. Is this why when he approached me earlier, I felt something inside me, it's like he is part of something na ayaw kong kalimutan. Kervin. Wala sa sariling sabi ko. Kervin POV. Nasa harapan ako ng pinto ng kwarto ni Ella. I don't know what to do, I'm sweating bullets for Pete's sake. I am afraid that she might ask me again about sa kung paano ko siya nakilala. It took me 3 minutes after deciding to knock on her door and wait for her respond. Yes, I heard her said, it's Kervin, sabi ko naman. Biglang bumukas ang pinto saka siya nagpakita sa akin. Well, You're Kervin, my one and only husband. Yep, she said. Naalala mo na ba ako? I asked. Kind of. Well, Jean told me a few of my forgotten memories and I remember you. Just a bit. She smiled at me. Although I know just a bit, I still want you to tell me everything. Like how we met and how I fell in love with you and how you proposed to me, she said. I wanted to laugh when she said the last words. I did not propose to her, it was a forced marriage. I threatened her that I will kill her if she won't agree on marrying me. Looks like we are going to reminisce the past. I sat her on her bed and I was shocked. When she sat her beside me, she tapped her lap and told me to lie down and put my head on her lap. Inilagay ko ang ulo ko sa kandangan niya at nakipagtitigan rito. She never gets old, still the woman I fall hard for. You're so beautiful. I mouthed. She smiled at me and nodded. When did we met and how? She asked. Well, I married you for the sake of my peace and so that, the daughter of my dad's business partner no longer insisted on getting me married to her. I stated. Forced marriage you mean? What else did you do? Did you, do something so para mag-oo ako sa pag-alok mo sa akin ng kasal? She asked. Nope. My bodyguards abducted you while you're fitting a gown on a boutique and they thought you were the person I paid to marry me so they kidnapped you. What the? 5 years ago. When will that girl stop? Ever since her father introduced her, she always followed me like a puppy thirsty for my attention. It's very irritating. Naiiritan ako sa anak ng business partner ni dad na business partner ko rin. Kapag ikinasal ka na boss, sagot ni Sapphiro. Marriage. I'm too young for that, sabi ko. Correction boss mag-30 ka na next year, sabi ni Seb. Shut up, Seb, I don't need your opinion. I said. Suhesyon ko lang yun boss, oo na ititikam na nga. Sabi nito. Masama ko kasi siyang tinitigan. Masakit na nga ang ulo ko kakaisip ng paraan para lumayo, ang ingritang yun dadagdagan pa ng isang ta. I've searched for a woman who could marry me and act as my wife for months, and then after that I'll pay her for whatever bill she will give. Sebastian told me that they have already picked up my wife wannabe for a few months, but I was surprised that they brought a different woman to the altar. A very innocent girl but have a different attitude, she's like one of those wild monkeys in the jungle. She's not even afraid of me and even said that I am also a monkey. The hell with woman. Have she ever been baptized? Yung bunganga niya kasi walang preno. I have no other choice but to marry her. At first she doesn't want to sign the marriage contract but when I put my gun on the table she immediately signed it. Really? Where's that pretty strong face she have? She even asked who am I and I wasn't supposed to tell her but she's very persistent. Kaya naman nagyabang ako ng kunti at sinabi ang dapat niyang malaman. I thought this marriage will go very smooth not until Damon sent a threat towards her, and I feel like it's my fault. Instead of deciding to leave the country, I cancelled everything and doubled the security of the house as well as my company. I've never been this conscious or concerned to any women not until she came. Yeah I was when my ex-girlfriend was still alive but after that I never dated nor being intimate with anyone. As time, days turns to weeks, turns to months and turns to year of being married to her. I realized something. I felt something, an unusual feeling that should have never been feeling towards anyone after Ria's death. I promised to myself that I would never fall to anyone again but damn, Cupid didn't shoot his arrows instead it was daggers. And for heaven's sake I fell hard. I told myself it's nothing but as the day goes by the feeling, it began to sink deeper and deeper and I can't get out because it's too deep. I can't reach the surface because I fell hard for her, I fell in love with Ella. The person who made me realize that even though I am the worst person she have ever met, there are always a room for me to change and I did. I changed, after knowing about her fake death I changed myself. Instead of acting cold towards my employee, I started greeting them with a smile on my face. I continued that routine every single day thinking, if she would see me like this, what will she say? I was convinced after that day, in the hospital where I got discharged and when I knew about her fake death. I promised to myself that the remaining years I have to live on, I will be a good person. A person that someone can rely on, and that is the person I am today. I was very devastated when Jin told me about you. I almost hit the walls in my hospital room because of it. I said. I saw tears began to stroll down her cheeks, her lips pouted and she started to sob in a cute way. I laughed kaya naman hinampas nito ang dibdib ko. You idiot, she said. I am sorry, I just find yourself cute while crying. I said. Inangat ko ang sarili mula sa pagkakahiga sa kandangan niya at hinalikan ito sa noo niya. I'm sorry for all the mistakes I have made, for all the words I have told you and all the heartaches I have given to you. I stated. From this day forward, I promise to you that this guy in front of you, will love you wholeheartedly and will always love you and only you. I said. Mas lalo itong naiyak sa sinabi ko kaya naman kinuha ko ito at niyakap ng mahigpit. Lalo mo lang akong pinapaiyak eh. Aniya kaya naman natawan ako. I wiped her tears using my thumb and smile. You're beautiful, seryosong sabi ko. Alam ko, sabi naman niya. I frowned when her nose started to bleed. Kumuha agad ako ng panyo sa bulsa ng pantalon ko saka yun pinunasan. Stop forcing yourself to remember, may mga oras na nakalaan para dyan. For now let's just enjoy ourselves. I said. She nodded at me. We heard a knock on her bedroom door before it flew open. I thought you went berserk kuya. You scared the hell out of me. Zagan said and Saturday on the floor while gasping for air. What the hell are you thinking Zagan? I asked. Jin told me about this and I thought arg. Yung babae talagang yun. Sabi niya at nagmamadaling lumabas sa kwarto ni Ella habang tinatawag si Jin. Umiling-iling ako sa kahinarap ulit si Ella. Tumayo ito sa kama at may kinuha sa drawer sa may bedside table niya. I guess it's really mine since nakaukit ang name ko sa sing-sing. Aniya. So the ring that I gave to her later on after her birthday party. You still have it? I asked. Akala ko nawala ito nung nahulog ito sa dagat matapos itulak ni Dana. Ah, it's Jin who kept it. Nakita ko lang sa drawer niya and saw my name so I assumed it's mine, sabi niya. Is that so? I said. Umupo ulit siya sa tabi ko at yamakap sa akin. I'll try to remember my forgotten memories with you, she said. I know, but not now. Marami pang oras para dyan, I said. Thank you, she said. No, ako dapat ang magpasalamat, alam kong hindi mo ako maalala pero pinipilit mo, ang sarili mong maalala ako and I thank you for that. I really admire you ever since. You're really kind Ella. Ilang oras kaming nag-usap ni Ella at tawa ito ng tawa nang malaman niya, yung about sa pagkidnap namin sa kanya para sa surprise birthday celebration niya. I sighed while hugging her. I love you so much. I said. Ella POV. Good morning, darling. How was your sleep? Kervin greeted and kissed me on my forehead. Good, sagot ko naman. Ngumiti naman ito saka na lumabas at sinabing kung ano. I searched for my phone in the bedside table and saw my notification. It's my birthday, I said softly. I thought, Kevin going to greet me a happy birthday pero hindi pala. Nakaramdam ako ng pagkadismaya nang pumasok ulit siya sa kwarto namin dala ang breakfast ko. Kumain ka na muna, may pupuntahan tayo, he said. Wala ka bang nakakalimutan ngayon? I asked. Except it is a normal day, wala naman akong nakakalimutang plano ngayon. Why do you have any plans for today? He asked. I snorted. Nakalimutan niya nga. Wala, may naisip lang ako. I said. Inubos ko ang breakfast na may sama ng loob at nakasimangot, saka na nagtungo sa banyo para maligo at makapagbihis. Matapos magbihis, kinuha ko ulit ang cellphone ko para mag-scroll sa found account ko, expecting some of my relatives and friends to greet me, pero wala ni isa sa kanila ang bumati. Ini-off ko iyon at tinapon sa kama ko saka na nagpas siyang lumabas sa kwarto. I was about to close the door, when someone grabbed my arms and pinned me against the wall. Masakit sa pisngi ang ginawa niyang iyon, lilangunan ko sana nang magsalita ito. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot you dead. Who are you? What do you want from me? I asked. Shut up, he said. Pinirangan niya ang mata ko at tinakpan ng panyo, ang ilong agad kong naamoy isang perfume na sobrang sakit sa ilong. Get his husband and put them on the van. Quick. Rinig ko pang sigaw ng lalaking nakahawak sa akin saka ako tuluyang nawala ng malay. I woke up on a comfy bed. I stared at the ceiling first and looked right and left. This isn't out room, where am I? Agad akong bumangon sa pagkakahiga at tiningnan ang sarili. May suot akong itim na fitted dress na may long slit sa gilid nito exposing my long-legged. I am also wearing a 18K gold carat earrings and necklace. The door flew open and I saw my husband Kevin. He smiled at me. I'm sorry for the quiet action earlier, happy birthday darling. He said saka ako niyakap at hinalikan sa labi. Pinatayo niya ako at nilagyan ng blindfold. Where are we going? I asked. Just wait and you'll see, he whispered through my ears. Bumuntong hininga na lamang ako at pilit na kinonekta ang nangyaring panginginap kuno nila sa akin at sa asawa ko. Kevin hugged me from the back saka kinuha ang blindfold sa mata ko. Pinaikit ko muna ang mata saka inilibyat ang tingin. Naramdaman kong umalis ito sa likod ko at hinayaan ako doon na mag-isa, habang nakatanaw sa mga kakilala ko at pamilya ko. Happy birthday! Malakas na sabi nila mula sa harapan ko. Marami pa ang mga nag-greet sa akin, kasama na roon sila Sebastian at ang iba pang parte na miyembro sa mafioso organization. I saw Kevin walk towards my direction and gave me a peck on the lips. Are you happy darling? He asked. Yes, thank you for this sweetheart. I said. Niyakap niya lang ako habang sabay naming tinanaw mula sa kinatatayuan namin ang mga bisita sa birthday ko. May mga alalaman akong nakalimutan, pero alam ko na sa paglipas ng panahon unti-unti iyong babalik. Kevin really changed, he is an ideal father to our children. Kahit na busy ito sa pag-handle sa company namin, hindi nito nakakalimutan na maglaan ng oras para sa amin. He is such a loving husband and I thank God for giving Kevin to me. I'm such a lucky person, and I love him so much. There may be a lot of challenges in the future, but we will both face it. We may make mistakes in the future but I'm pretty sure we will make up for it. I, Ella Rose together with my husband Kevin, will close this chapter of our love story. I am proud to say that I am the Mafia Boss first no, I am the Mafia Boss wife. Thank you sa lahat ng nag-abang nag-update. Mag-ingat po kayang lahat, maraming salamat.